On Saturday morning, August 5th, 2009, I left town at 5 a.m. with my son Garret and dog Daisy to hike 3 mountain peaks in the Taos, New Mexico ski valley. All 3 of these peaks are very obscure peaks, and they're not typically peaks that people climb, but my goal is a very inclusive list of all the highest peaks in New Mexico, and these fit very well. We set out to hike 2 12K and 1 11K peaks. I was carrying 12.5-pound pack with about 4 pounds of water. We arrived at the Gavilan trailhead, but decided to drive up the road about a quarter mile and turn north onto a road to park our car. We started hiking at 11 a.m. It was a beautiful, crisp, cloudless morning. The starting elevation was 9,020 feet. We hiked up a beautiful canyon and arrived at the ridge at 10 a.m. We were surrounded by the highest mountains in New Mexico with gorgeous views in every direction. We then headed east along the ridgeline, crossing over the top of Peak 11,792. At 11:45, we arrived at a no-name peak with an elevation of about 12,060 feet. Some sites say 12,040 feet. It was a 2.75 miles from our car. Garret was experiencing elevation sickness and had a hard time. He decided not to hike the next peak. I decided to burn it to the next peak. It showed 1 mile to the east as the crow flies. I took off my pack, then ran and power walked it to the next peak with my dog Daisy. I have 2 other dogs, but wouldn't bring them because their noses would lead them deep into the woods. I got there in about 20 minutes at 12:30. My GPS said that it was 3.9 miles from the car. This is another no-name peak with an elevation of 12,217 feet. If you were to continue on the ridge, you would arrive at the ridge high point, Gold Hill, with an elevation of 12,716 feet. I took some pictures, then burned it back to Garret. It took about 45 minutes to get there and back to where Garret was waiting. We then followed the ridge line back, hiking west. There is a trail that goes below the peak, so we did not have to hike the previous peaks again. From the ridge line, we headed south, the same way we had come. Our elevation decreased. Garret began to feel better. We arrived back at the car at 3:35 p.m. after hiking 7.5 miles. The GPS said that the entire hike was 7.82 miles. Our up-down elevation gain was 25,092 feet.